a KQED television production.
Another umami bomb. Umami bomb.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by Total Wine & More offers over 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits with specialists on hand to provide advice on any item. Now open in Mountain View, Pleasant Hill, and Fremont.
La Tour Angèle Artisan Oils, French-inspired and handcrafted in Northern California. La Tour Angèle creates natural, healthy cooking oils that add new flavor to everyday dishes. Sutter Health CPMC, investing in community care for more than 150 years, including 2 new smart hospitals. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org.
Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
Mattress systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. At Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley. Online at sleepworks.com.
Natural and engineered stone, designer tiles. IRG has over 250 choices and 10,000 slabs. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin and at marblecompany.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now we have 3 guests and each one recommends one of their favorite spots and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. In this episode, we take another look at 3 restaurants that we've featured in past seasons. This time, it's casual spots from around the Bay. You'll find lots of energy at these chill eateries where they serve up tasty dishes and savory bites, some with quite a kick. To start us off, we thought we should begin at the beginning of any day with breakfast. And who better than, from Season 8, rapper Lyrics Born, or LB as he's known. He's an author, producer, songwriter, voiceover announcer, and foodie. He does a lot. And he needs something hearty in the morning to build up his energy. His local haunt is all about the comfort foods of home, made with fresh local ingredients. In Berkeley, it's called Guerilla Cafe.
When we opened 7 years ago, we were one of the first cafes that really featured art and kind of had an artistic direction. My name is Andrea Ali. This is Guerilla Cafe, and this is Kuma. Every 2 months or so, we have rotating shows with local artists and international artists. We kind of grew up with the social justice movement, and we kind of wanted to feature some of our local and international heroes and let our customers read about it when they came to visit. We make a lot of different things ourselves, homemade. None of us have professional chef experience. I've been a waitress my whole life. We like to present food that's clean and healthy and beautifully presented, and most importantly, we like to make it with love. We were one of the first cafes to serve blue bottle coffee, and we're still proudly serving up delicious blue bottle cappuccinos. One of the best parts about coming to visit Guerilla is all the interesting people you'll meet. So we have a lot of regulars who come in, and you'll definitely hear some great music playing. Our staff is very diverse and friendly. A lot of them are artists and musicians, so they have a lot to add to your dining experience.
Let's talk about Guerilla Cafe.
I love Guerilla Cafe. Every time I leave for tour or come back from tour, it feels like home. It's right in the heart of Berkeley in the gourmet ghetto, and it has the most fantastic ambiance and with reclaimed everything right down to
It's not a big place.
No, it's very small, it's very homey, it's very lively. The food is just fantastic. It's very honest. You know, everything is locally sourced for the most part, and all the recipes are house-made, from syrup to the aioli to the barrel-aged hot sauce, you know, and it's just very, very real, you know.
What do you get when you eat there?
I generally get the waffles, you know. Okay. It's like a big, thick waffle like this that's about this big, you know, and they leave all the irregularly shaped crinkles on the side. I don't know how to say it other than crinkles. I got the buttermilk and banana waffles, and they put a big pile of fresh organic fruit with some mint on the top, and then you pour the homemade syrup there, and you get a giant pat of butter, you know.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I actually had the special waffle that they had that day, which was a honey wheat waffle. It was good. It was good. I wasn't like blown away, but it was good. It was good. Slightly grainy in texture, but I would say that's probably more due to the wheat factor than anything else. But like you said, I mean, very much a local place. And honestly, it reminds me of some place that might be in San Francisco. Very sort of diner-esque. One thing I got to say that I loved about it is that they serve blue bottle coffee. And who doesn't love blue bottle coffee, right? I mean, come on. So I had a blue bottle cappuccino, ridiculous.
I actually went for breakfast as well, and it was really refreshing because there aren't enough breakfast places in San Francisco. So when you go out for brunch on the weekends, you can expect to wait in line for an hour. So it's very pleasantly surprised.
So it's worth it to head over to Berkeley if you live in the city.
Absolutely, yeah. We went at like 11:30, no line, sat right down. Very funky, very urban. One of the things you guys didn't mention, which I'm surprised you didn't, is they play fantastic music.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. Very kickback. It almost kind of reminded me of a little bit of a Southern California energy, which I really, really enjoy. And we actually ordered a ton of different dishes. My favorite was their cinnamon toast. It was fantastic. I could eat it every morning for breakfast. And they served it with like a raspberry jam that was super tart, really tangy, which I love. And I just loved it. It was very simple, but it was just executed really, really well. I loved that they did have some savory things on the menu. For instance, they had a prosciutto plate, which I thought was really cool. So it was like a little bit of prosciutto. They give a little side of like olive and cucumber, and I just love that. It was such a interesting thing for breakfast time. The one thing I have to say is all the eggs dishes that I got were like a hard-boiled egg, and I really wanted like a runny, oozy egg that I could sop up with my toast. So I would say if you like that. Is it because you didn't
order that? Or?
I'm not quite sure. Typically, when you get like a poached egg, it is kind of like has a runny middle. If you really crave that runny yolk, I would definitely specify that, because there were two dishes where I thought that was going to happen and it didn't.
One of the guests that I was with had the polenta with eggs, with poached eggs, and
me too.
So same thing, right? So the egg was the consistency.
I wanted it to just swirl into the polenta.
It was a little overcooked.
It was totally overcooked.
Which was a little bit of a bummer. But I got to say, the service was amazing. The people were ridiculously friendly. They were just awesome. The service was fantastic.
Because you go to the counter and you pay.
Exactly. It's a pay and sit down. Yeah, right. But they were lovely. I mean, the service was fantastic. Loved it.
And I mean, do you just go for breakfast, or is there lunch stuff that you love?
They have lunch. Yeah, I love the panini. The panini's great. You know, you would think, and just keeping in line with what you're saying, I mean, everything's so simple, you know, which is really nice. And so it's just a panini. It's like a round piece of bread, but it has turkey on it and sun-dried tomatoes and the house-made aioli, and the cheese is just falling off the side.
That sounds good.
Right? And then you put the hot sauce on. I did see that. That looked good. They've got a big barrel in the top shelf that says, "Don't open till 2014. The hot sauce is curing up there. Wow. And if you pair that with one of their soups of the day, they just have so many great soups every day. And so it's awesome for lunch too for that reason.
All right, LB, wrap it up for us.
I love Guerilla Cafe. I think it's fantastic for a great local, wholesome, honest spot for breakfast and or lunch. You know, they have the greatest food, the greatest atmosphere, and at an awesome price.
All right, and Scott?
If you're looking for a great place in the East Bay for breakfast, Guerilla's definitely your spot.
All right, and Emily?
Definitely recommend heading over the bridge and checking it out. It's fun, it's hip, it's very urban, and they have a killer cinnamon toast.
If you'd like to try Guerilla Cafe, it's on Shattuck between Lincoln and Cedar in Berkeley. The telephone number is 510-845-2233, or find them on Instagram. They're open for breakfast and lunch every day. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $15. Next up, we're featuring another place from Season 8, where optician Tara O'Connor loves the laid-back surfin' lifestyle. She's always looking for new eateries to try and discovered her beachy Hayward pick, serving up spicy chicken wings, microbrews, and trivia night, all the ingredients for a great time out. The landlocked place where the sun shines and the ocean calls no matter what is named Buddy's Bites and Brews.
My name is Benjamin Ellis. I'm the head chef of Buddy's Bites and Brews in Hayward, California. We have taken the idea of surf and beach and fun, and we're trying to bring that to the East Bay. Buddy's has given me an awesome opportunity to play with my food, something your mother always says don't do. Buddy's has a beer and wine license. We have 8 beers on tap at any given point in time, a couple bottles, but we try to rotate our beers as much as we can. Our favorite regular beer has to be the Denogonizer, which is from Drake's Brewing Company up in San Leandro. Buddy's has a competition going on right now. It is a platter of wings dipped in our house-made sauce that is very spicy. You have to eat this plate within a certain amount of time, and if you do it, you don't have to pay for it. You get a little bit of merchandise and your picture on our wall of flame. Buddy's is a hodgepodge family of interesting souls. I have a lot of fun. The entire goal of Buddy's Bites and Brews is to walk away warm, satisfied, and loved.
Now, Tara, there's surfboards in this place. I mean, you're in the middle of Hayward. You're not near a beach here.
Yeah, I mean, you're not expecting it, which is so cool about it. You know, my husband and I lived in San Francisco for a long time, and we moved to the East Bay, and we really wanted to find a place that you can get a cold beer and have some good snacks and catch a game or just hang out. We found it in Buddy's. The food is amazing. It's such a great atmosphere. The service staff is always really fun and energetic. The fish tacos are my favorite. They are perfectly crispy, and they're the right size, too. It comes with 2 little dipping sauces, perfectly spicy.
Almost like buffalo wing sauce.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Nice heat.
A little bit of heat, yes. And so you can dip your tacos in there and eat them, and it's just the perfect meal.
All right, Kane, what was your experience when you went?
I think it's there for the atmosphere, right? You go there because it's a local place where you can feel comfortable, you can relax after a long day of work, grab a beer, as you said, watch a game. I don't go there for the food. I mean, I'll be very honest. It's like I didn't find anything particularly great. I thought a lot of it was store-bought and brought in. But again, like, I don't go there for the food. I went there because when I was walking in, there were guys who were doing a hot chili eating contest. Like, that was hilarious. I mean, he had the sweat going down his face. Everybody's rooting him on, and I'm sitting there just being like, okay, this is entertaining. This is like worth me being here in the afternoon and just like taking a break. This is awesome. So that's why you go there.
It's not a fine dining type of place.
No, it's not.
But I have to tell you, because I questioned our waiter. We had an amazing waiter. His name was JD, and he's a legit.
I had him too. He was.
JD's the best.
He's like a legit surfer service guy.
Yeah.
I love when someone calls me dude in a restaurant. That just it just
you
makes
do kind of
me
have that
feel
aura.
great.
And it's expected there, like it works there.
Yeah, the fish tacos. I said to him, "Come on, JD, it's frozen fish," and he said, "No, it's not. The chef is a third generation.
Surfer.
You can speak to this surfer, but also from a fisherman family." And so I actually found the seafood to be really well done there.
Because otherwise, it's kind of burgers and
it's burgers, but we had the cioppino, which. Did you have that?
Yeah, that was
delicious. I would
delicious.
not expect that to be as good.
I mean, the fish is amazing there. I took my mother there, who's a very picky eater, and she ordered the snapper, and she only eats fresh snapper. It has to be fresh. And she ate it, and she said, "Tara, this is one of the best snappers I've had in a long time."
No, their seafood is great. And you always know how good a restaurant is with their seafood, especially when they're doing their beer batter. Yeah. And that was a very well done beer batter. I just think it could have used a little more flavor. Like when I bit into that taco, which I had the same thing, is that all of the things were well executed, but it was just missing a little bit of what's unique about this. What is actually singing home to me on my flavor profile? But I think it was well prepared for sure.
Now, I want to say one more thing about the cioppino, which is it is so easy to overcook, especially the fish chunks. They were perfect. Everything in there was tender, including the shrimp, which goes like that. I had a burger, which I have to be honest, I kind of blew it with the burger. I got a Portobello burger. If you're going to have a burger. So I didn't quite man up there. Fries were great. And this sangria, which can be unbearably sweet, was really good, loaded with fruit, and I really enjoyed the flavor of it.
One thing, too, that's nice, they always have local beers. They have Drake's beers all the time, which is great. Their cocktail menu, everything's infused with sake. They make their Bloody Marys, they make their...
no liquor license.
But you can't really tell. I've had the margarita there, and it tastes like a margarita should taste.
I just need to know if anyone had the Buddy's Bacon Mary.
I have.
Bloody Mary with bacon.
Very
with the bacon on the rim of the glass.
I'm guessing you didn't quite go there, but you're like, if I were going to.
You don't need to eat a meal when you have that. It's so good. I mean, it's thick though, so you have to be prepared.
Use a fork
to
when
be
you
up
drink
for that. Yeah. And then finish with the bacon. You can brush your teeth with it after. Did you have the red eye fries?
No,
What are the red eye
fries?
Go there.
Are the best. I'm surprised JD didn't offer to up you to the red eye fries, because that's what they always do, because you cannot miss.
That's caloric.
You cannot miss.
You have to explain what that is.
The red eye fries has cheese, they have bacon, they have a hot sauce. They put a rooster sauce in there. It's incredible. I'm so bummed you guys didn't try those.
Did you get a pipeline man when you did that? They bring the beer to your table and bring you the pipeline?
Oh, yeah. You get the pipeline, and you get your red eye fries, and you get a group of people watching A's game. I mean, it's the best experience. If you had your choice to go to a chain restaurant and have that experience, you would go to Buddy's, because it's so much cooler.
What's up with the little place you can buy stuff in the middle?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well,
it wasn't open when I went there.
They have special nights. They have their own. They have trivia night. They have a great happy hour.
I have never seen a restaurant actually cater to families like this restaurant does on Sunday night. We played Jenga at our table.
Isn't that neat?
And I actually loved it. And there's happy families everywhere.
Exactly.
So it's not purely a party spot. And I really liked that about it.
So tell us about dessert. Did anybody have dessert?
Okay, so we
Or were you too full up with them?
We had the dessert nachos because my daughter insisted.
Yay, there you go.
Because she wanted to Instagram it. So dessert nachos are sort of what
Wait,
they
so
sound like.
So what is a dessert nacho?
Pile of deep fried tortilla chips sprinkled with cinnamon sugar, apple butter,
so good.
Whipped cream, vanilla ice cream, and some kind of a red, maybe a cherry sauce. It's caloric, but my daughter got a lot of likes.
Fabulous. All right. All right, Tara, this is your spot. Wrap it up for us.
Buddy's is amazing. Bring your friends, get a pipeline, have some amazing fish tacos, enjoy the night, catch the game, or especially go for trivia night.
Okay. And Casey?
I will be thinking about the fish tacos at Buddy's. Loved the atmosphere. I bet people in Hayward just really cherish it for what it is.
Okay, and Kane?
I'm just saying, go with friends and family and relax. That's the best part about it.
If you would like to try Buddy's Bites and Brews, it's on Hesperian Boulevard at Middle Lane in Hayward. The telephone number is 510-300-3388. It's open for lunch and dinner every day. Reservations are accepted, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $20. Finally, barbershop owner Christopher Hoof was featured in Season 9. He believes that we learn to appreciate different cultures through food and beer. So, of course, his spot boasts a wealth of cuisines, including Belgian Hofbrau, French fare, and down-home Southern cooking, with brews to match. You'll find it all in Oakland at a place called Luka's Taproom and Lounge.
I love the restaurant business. I practiced law for 5 years, but this is way more fun. My name is Rick Mitchell. I'm the owner of Luka's Taproom and Lounge. I'm also the executive chef. The name of the restaurant is Luka's. It's actually named after my former dog, Luka. She loved steak, and we loved her, and so we named the restaurant after her. We're a restaurant, we're a bar, we're a nightclub. You know, we have many TVs that we show sports on. Plus, I feel like it's a good reflection of this community here in Oakland. The modern concept of the menu is that it's what we call Oakland Creole, which means that our menu has dishes that are reflective of the cultures of the people who actually come here and who live in this neighborhood. In the kitchen, I've got our chef de cuisine, Wilson Mendez. He's been with us today we opened. Reed Combella is our front of house manager. He does a great job. We have 16 taps. By and large, our focus is on mild beers. We do sell, quite a few wines by the glass as well as by the bottle. We offer half-off bottles every Sunday. I want people, when they come to Luka's, to feel comfortable, and I want this to be the kind of place where you would come and sit at the bar, and when you leave, you know the person you sat next to, even if you didn't know him when you came in. You're coming and drinking with everybody else who's here.
Now, Chris, this has a very eclectic menu. You've got everything from schnitzel to mac and cheese, right? To what's your favorite?
I'm big on the winter pot pie. It's a combination of good vegetables, fresh kale inside. Potatoes are nice and moist on the inside there. And then right on the top of it is nice and crusty and brown on the edge, topped with a little cheddar cheese and a little provolone. On the side, some very nice crispy string beans.
Are you a vegetarian?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay.
I have over 20 years now, so I really enjoy that. So when I go there, that's typically the dish I'll try. But I do try other things on the menu. The kale, I mean, it's boring when you hear kale. It's like,
oh no, I love kale. I'm sure.
But it's really crispy, topped with a little garlic, and it really comes out nice with kale. Cooked with perfection. I absolutely love it.
All right, and George, when you went?
Well, I want to say one thing though about when I first opened the door to Luka's. The only way I could describe it is like a tsunami of noise.
Yes, that's right.
It was a Golden State Warriors.
Bar and a tap room.
Right, it was a bar and a tap room.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not a funeral parlor.
Right, I know.
The sound was just unbelievable. Both of us, we just went back like that. Where they sat us was off to the side of the bar, so it was a little bit quieter there. We could actually hear what the server was asking us and so on. The service was very friendly, extremely attentive, extremely informative. One of the things that we had was the winter pot pie.
Really?
It turned out to be very good. I found it a little oversauced, a little salty.
I also had the winter pot pie, and that was best in show out of the things that we tried. I went with a couple of friends.
I'm glad you liked it.
And we tried a smattering. I also loved the mac and cheese balls.
Yeah, definitely.
How can you go wrong?
Right.
They were piping hot.
You're
Have you
so
ever
on the
had a
ball.
mac and cheese ball that wasn't hot and it's not good?
Yeah.
These were piping hot.
You're so on the ball with that.
Crispy. And then they had this dipping sauce with a little bit of spice. I would go there for that dish any day of the week.
That's good.
The steak was great. We ordered it medium rare. It was medium rare. The potatoes that came with it, not so flavorful. We probably would have preferred just French fries. But we also tried the schnitzel, which came out piping hot.
Yes.
Everything was
very hot,
piping hot when it arrived at the table. The schnitzel, very crispy on the outside. Meat was maybe a little bit on the dry side. The schnitzel came with spätzle.
Nice. Schnitzel and spätzle.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but
Spätzle.
I do love spätzle. Maybe a little bit salty, but the texture was great. The two went together really nicely.
What night did you go?
We went on a Sunday.
On Sunday, okay.
Which I will say was really a nice treat. They had half price bottles of wine on Sunday night, which was a nice bonus.
It's a great deal. It's obviously a place to eat, but you're going there to also drink and enjoy the atmosphere and play pool and do other things, right?
You can do a lot of different things, and that's why the value is so great. I mean, you can shoot pool, you can watch the game, you can play pinball, you can dance if you want. There's a nightly DJ about 5 days a week. It is a loud place, so you kind of can anticipate that upbeat atmosphere, but at the same time, you can enjoy your food and meet some really good people there.
It's not a romantic dinner.
No, you wouldn't want to go and get on your knees or anything like that.
Right.
But if you're with some friends, you're out and you want to have a good time, maybe if you're at one of the local theaters, the Fox or the Paramount, you want to go in for a drink before our show, this is a good place to go to. It's right around the corner, and you can actually just walk to the Fox, which I've done before.
What else do you, besides the pot pie, what are some other go-tos?
Typically, we'll go into the catfish. They serve catfish over, once again, kale, nice crispy catfish, good seasoning on it, and something that you can just dip, with the sauce that they serve, eat it with the kale. I mean, it's a really good combination right there. So that's another one of my favorites. And then, of course, the mac and cheese. They're big on that. Did you try that, George?
Yes, I did.
It was really, really good. And
there was 4 different cheeses all competing for dominance.
You're absolutely right.
And nobody won.
Exactly.
It was just
real
great.
Balance, right? Had a good balance to it. Inside, nice and creamy and
Nice,
cheesy.
crispy
On the
top.
outside, crusty top.
And the mussels?
The mussels were perfect, actually. The sauce was not cloying. It was very tasty. All the flavors came through. It was perfect. And it was extremely generous. Big bowl of mussels.
That's nice. And you can have brunch there, too.
You absolutely can. And I've done that quite a few times. After church, I'll stop by, sit in, and have a nice brunch. There's always a quiet atmosphere around that time. I love the eggs with the salmon that they serve. It's a good combination once again. So anytime if you're in that area for brunch, they're there and ready for you.
And there's a sriracha Bloody Mary, isn't there?
Absolutely. The drinks are very strong. There. Yeah, one of my favorites is I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan. So they have the High Plains Drifter. So that's one of my favorites. Really good and very strong.
Make my day.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go.
On the non-alcoholic side, though, with the drinks, we got 2 of them. A Bundaberg ginger beer.
Oh, okay.
Which was just the best ginger beer I've ever had.
Wow.
And a pomegranate lemonade.
Wow.
And it was just, this is how creative this place is, not just a tap room. They do an awful lot of things.
Yeah.
They, when somebody comes up to the table and tells you that the churros have a pedigree, the person making the churros is from Guatemala, you've got to try these. Hot, small, dense cinnamon flavor with this side of like semi-sweet chocolate. Just fabulous. Did anybody else have the churros?
I haven't tried it. I'm gonna
Oh my God.
See, you got introduced now. Look at that.
Definitely.
All right, this is your restaurant. Wrap it up for us, Craig.
Diversity, excellent food, and with an excellent value. I mean, I think it defines what Oakland is.
All right, and Donna.
If I were going to a show at the Fox or Paramount, definitely would go back. Great value, large portions, and piping hot.
All right, and George?
Not a romantic, quiet restaurant.
Absolutely.
It's a tap room. It definitely is that. A good value, very creative restaurant. Highly recommend it.
If you would like to try Luka's Taproom and Lounge, it's on Broadway at West Grand in Oakland. The telephone number is 510-451-4677. It's open for dinner every day with lunch Monday through Friday and brunch on the weekends. Reservations are accepted, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $30. We hope you've enjoyed a look back at 3 great spots, especially if you missed them the first time around. Now's your chance to check them out. Thank you to LB Lyrics Born, who enjoys the simple pleasures of home sweet home meals at Guerilla Cafe in Berkeley, and Tara O'Connor's lively surfin' spot in Hayward at Buddy's Bites and Brews, and Chris Hoof and the eclectic tastes and taps at Luka's Taproom and Lounge in Oakland. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sabraco, and I'll see you then. Cheers! So now it's your turn. We want to hear from you if you visited any of our Check Please restaurants. You can post a selfie on Instagram, join the conversation on Facebook, and tweet us anytime. And don't forget to visit our website. All the shows are there, along with my wine videos and notes about the wines we drink on set. You'll also find our fun new web series, Taste This, where we celebrate food and drinks around the Bay. Cheers!
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by IRGS in-trend surfaces, quieter marbles and rare exotics. Over 10,000 slabs in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin and at marblecompany.com.
Mattress systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. At Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley. Online at sleepworks.com.
Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
Sutter Health CPMC, 7,000 employees, nurses, and physicians caring for their communities every day. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org. La Tour Angèle Artisan Oils, French-inspired and handcrafted in Northern California. La Tour Angèle creates natural, healthy cooking oils that add new flavor to everyday dishes.
Total Wine & More offers more than 8,000 wines from around the world and more than 2,500 beers, including hard-to-find seasonal brews and imports. Now open in Mountain View, Pleasant Hill, and Fremont.